Good morning, everyone. I am Ashley Jones. I'm the Assistant Director of the Military and Veterans Success Office, and I'd love to welcome you to the Veterans Program 2023. Today, I stand before you as a child of the military, someone who's had the unique privilege of growing up in a world filled with discipline, honor, and sacrifice. My life has been shaped by the constant moves, the uncertainty of deployments, and the profound pride that comes with being part of a military family. Veterans Day holds a special place in my heart, not just because it's a day to honor our heroes, but because it's a day to reflect on the incredible sacrifices that my father and countless others have made in the service to our nation. As a military child, I've witnessed the countless goodbyes, the long periods of separation, and the anxiety that comes with the knowledge that your loved one is in harm's way. But I've also experienced a sense of community, resilience, and patriotism that defines military families. We understand the importance of sacrifice, of putting duty before self, and supporting one another through thick and thin. Today, let us not only pay our respects to veterans who have served, but acknowledge the families who stand alongside them. The unwavering support and love of military families makes the service of our veterans possible. In this time of reflection and gratitude, let us remember the dedication, courage, selflessness of our veterans. Let us honor their service by ensuring that their sacrifices are never forgotten and that the values of duty, honor, and freedom continue to be cherished by all. Thank you for our veterans, and thank you to all the military families who share in their journey. So I would like to lead off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So could everyone please stand? All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, leading off with that, I'd love to introduce Linda Larkin, who will be singing our national anthem. It's all yours.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Linda. Next, I'd like to introduce our president of our Military and Veterans Students of Stockton, Christian Simpson.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, and thank you once again for joining us today here at our wonderful School of Stockton for our Veterans Day celebration and commemoration. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being a part of this celebration today, for what it means not only to yourself and your family, but to each other and all the people here celebrating alongside you. I'm grateful to have the honor today to address you as the military-affiliated Students of Stockton president. Through the time that I've spent here so far at Stockton, as well as the other universities that I've had the opportunity to attend, one thing has been a constant, and that one thing is the sense of honor and community that we have together, not just as students, but as student veterans. I wanted to continue that opportunity for not just myself, but my fellow students and everyone else here at Stockton who is affiliated with the military in any way, whether that be themselves as a veteran, their family members, as a dependent, or just as a supporter of the military. We've come to realize that through our association with an organization which has helped student veterans across the country since their founding in 2008, the Student Veterans of America. We have the honor of being a local chapter of the Student Veterans of America, and after attending their regional conference in Philadelphia over the past year, we gained valuable insight into just what it means to afford those opportunities to our fellow students and to each other, and how to best exercise those opportunities and the things that were given by our school here. So, in pursuant of doing that, we decided that after COVID, we wanted to build our Student Veterans Club back up from the ground up. In previous iterations of the club, it became apparent that it had fostered a sense of community that was very exclusive. And understanding this, we sought to rebrand in order to afford the chance for as many different voices and types of people to feel included and to have their opinions and their thoughts be heard. So, when we rebranded and we were able to reform the club this year, we've changed our name. Previously as the Student Veterans Organization, we've rebranded as the Military Affiliated Students of Stockton. As I said, including not just ourselves as student veterans, but also the many different people that are affiliated with the military. We've had a successful reopening of the club, along with some very generous support from our advisors at our office, as well as the wonderful support of my many members of my cabinet, some of which who are here today with us. I'd like to thank each and every one of you personally for all the support you've provided in bringing our club back to ensure that we can support our fellow students here at Stockton. We have great plans for the future and an optimistic outlook to what we can provide here for our fellow student veterans. Thank you very much again for attending this celebration with us today. I'd like to turn the mic over to Dr. Michael Barony, our head advisor for the club.
Thank you, Christian, and good job, bud. Again, my name is Dr. Michael Barony, and I am the director of the Military Veteran Success Center. Before I get started, I'd be remiss if I don't say happy birthday to my Marines out there, as it's the Marines' birthday. So, happy birthday. So, again, I would get in trouble if I didn't say happy birthday. So, what is it, 248? Something like that? Again, they're just the soldiers of the sea, so... But in all honesty, or without playing around anymore, thank you. I love my job here because I get to work with a community that keeps me on my toes. Not a day goes by that I don't get to see something new every day. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. The situations we deal with are up and down, up and down. But at the end of the day, I love working with my peers, my student veterans. Whether they're male, female, black, white, you name it, we all share a common identity because we all wore the uniform. We all are maybe still wearing the uniform, or in the case of our dependents, we all share that mentality of being with someone that wore that uniform. And I would like to say thank you to our student veterans. I know it can be difficult going back to school after service, whether it was 1 year in service or 20 years in service. I only did 4.5 years in service, but I can tell you I had no ambitions of going back to school when I got out of the military. I only went back to school because I heard I had this thing called the GI Bill, and I heard free money. That was my only ambition. I had no ambition of doing what I'm doing now because I was lost when I got out of the military, and it was someone in my office that I ended up working at my other institution that guided me to where I am now. So I want to say thank you to the student veterans. I know it can be troublesome, it can be hard, especially this time of year. You just finished your midterms, you're in the final stretch, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. It can be difficult. Next, I want to say thank you to our National Guard and Reserve members. For those that don't know, we have actually a decent population of students here that are currently still serving in National Guard Reserves. I want to say almost 1/3 of our population of our military affiliated students are National Guard and Reserve. And what makes our job hard in our office is when they get orders and they have to put their life on hold, their academic life on hold, and go serve their country. I always like using this example from my prior institution, but I used to work at a 2-year school, and I had a student, it took him 3.5 years to finish a 2-year degree because he kept getting activated in the Army Guard. And he always felt, what's the point of even trying to go to school when I just keep getting activated? I want to serve my country, but I also want to go to school. And I do see that mentality here is I just keep getting activated, and times are changing. I know in January with the Army Guard, they're getting ready to do mass deployments across the world. I think the biggest since 2008. And that's what our office is here to do, is help with that transition in their pre-deployment, while on deployment, and their post-deployment. Any way we can, we work with our faculty members. If we can, do classes on deployment. Specifically this year, I want to highlight our female veteran service members. Especially this week, we hosted in the Campus Center Theater a showing of Serve Like a Girl. If you did not get a chance to come out and watch it, it's available free on Amazon Prime Video. It's an amazing video. If you get a chance to watch it, please watch it. But I always want to highlight our female veteran service members because they are very underrepresented in the veteran community. And it's hard for me to do this because I'm a guy, let's be honest. I'm a guy highlighting our women. And even though I like to consider myself an ally, highlighting our female veterans, I can't do this by myself. So I always like to call upon everyone in the audience to honor our female veterans and female service members, to say thank you to them, because I said this last year, I'll say it again. One of my friends, she just recently got promoted to a major, and every time we go out to get food, look, I'm definitely out of shape, nowhere near in the same fighting shape I used to be when I was in the Army, but they never ask me for my ID card when I get my meal, my free meal on Veterans Day, but they always ask her for her ID card, because, oh, you serve? Show me, prove it. But I don't look like I serve, let's be honest. And it makes her feel bad, because it's like, oh, what's the point, of serving? And lastly, I'd like to say thank you to our faculty and staff members that have served or are currently serving. We are here for you. If you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, we're located in F105. I'm very proud to say we have helped a couple of our faculty and staff members with resources, connecting them to whether it's VA disability, VA medical resources, and I always like to highlight them because it's unique to see the stories of our faculty and staff. And after the event, I'll be saying this again in a little bit, but throughout the whole week over in F-Wing, you saw our Faces Stockton Military Community Photo Project that included not just our students, but our faculty and staff. And now hopefully you can see the generational difference and some of the stories that were told through there. We have World War II vets I got to talk to that worked here, Vietnam, Cold War era, all the way up to modern day. And it's really eye-opening and unique to see those stories. But enough of me talking. We're all here to see our guest speaker. And before I bring her up here, I got to read her biography. And it's very humbling to read this biography because I'm very honored that she accepted to come here, and I'm at a loss of words because to me this is very inspirational with someone of her background and her commitment to not only our men and women but also the state of New Jersey. Before I introduce her, let me read her background. Colonel Yvonne L. Mays currently serves as the Deputy Adjutant General for New Jersey. She's the Principal Advisor to the Adjutant General and Commissioner for New Jersey Department of Military Veteran Affairs on all matters concerning military readiness, mobilizations, homeland security defense, support to authorities, human resources, logistics, training, and financial management. These duties include the supervision and management of the department's 3,200 full-time state and federal employees and more than 30 armories and associated properties. Prior to her current assignment, Colonel Mays served as Director of Staff, New Jersey Air Guard, where she was Principal Advisor to Adjutant General of the State of New Jersey on all matters concerning the 108th Air Wing, 107th Fighter Wing, subordinate units, and civilian matters pertaining to New Jersey Air National Guard. Colonel Mays began her National Guard career as the Director of Personnel and Commander of Mission Support Flight, Atlantic City Air National Guard Base, 177th Fighter Wing in 1999. In 2003, she went on to be the 177th Fighter Wing Executive Officer before moving on to become the Deputy Chief of Staff, New Jersey Air National Guard in 2008. In 2009, Colonel Mays was appointed to the Public Affairs Officer for New Jersey Department of Military and Veteran Affairs. In 2010, she became the first female officer to serve in the Bilateral Affairs Officer to the New Jersey National Guard's state partner, Republic of Albania. Prior to commissioning, while serving as an enlisted airman in the active component, she supported numerous operations such as Operation Just Cause and deployed in support of Operation Desert Storm. Colonel Mays earned her commission from Palo Alto Military Academy, Fort Jackson, South Carolina in 1999. During her tenure as an officer in New Jersey Air National Guard, Colonel Mays supported Operations Noble Eagle and Enduring Freedom. Most recently, she served as Deputy to the Dual Status Commander and Deputy Joint Task Force Commander supporting New Jersey COVID response operations. Whew, that's a mouthful. Without any further ado, let me introduce Colonel Mays.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. Thank you for what you do with the student veterans. We were talking earlier as I came in, and when you start to get other populations to advocate for your cause, that's when it takes off. So that is what we look to do, and I think that those of us who wear the uniform, who have worn it, we advocate for this great nation. It is, we're not perfect, but we don the uniform and we sacrifice because we believe in our way of life. So you continue to serve and you continue to do that, and it is so appreciated. I look forward to working with you all in the future and kind of connecting you with all of my veteran partners at DMAVA and just being more involved here. So inspired for that. So thank you. So once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Brigadier General Lisa Howe, the Adjutant General for the New Jersey National Guard and Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, the 8,400 citizen soldiers and airmen, and the 1,700 civilian employees of the New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, I bring you greetings and well wishes, and thank you for allowing me to take part in this ceremony. I, too, would be remiss if I didn't wish happy birthday to my Marine Corps brothers and sisters out there for your, you said 248 or 246? 248th birthday on today. So this Veterans Day marks 105 years since the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month that ended the destruction of the First World War. On Armistice Day, the year was 1919, and the leaders of the day referred to the destruction and devastation as the war to end all wars, and resulted in November 11th as the day to honor all veterans. This time-honored tradition of honoring veterans is an obligation that we as Americans embrace, and we do it year after year. Peace, on the other hand, though relentlessly pursued and paid for with the blood of our sons and daughters, has been an elusive thing, and we pursue it to this day. Even as I utter these words, service personnel deployed all over the world, many in harm's way, among them are beloved members of the 177th Fighter Wing who are deployed overseas right now. Additionally, in early 2024, as Dr. Baroni just mentioned, thousands of soldiers from the New Jersey Army National Guard 44th Infantry Brigade will deploy overseas. I ask that you remember each of these brave citizen airmen, soldiers, and their families in your prayers. And before I go forward with that, I'd like to acknowledge Sergeant First Class Latoya Sotomayor. She is a soldier who was scheduled to attend that deployment. Last week, while she was preparing for deployment and on her way home, she's a resident in Egg Harbor Township. She was killed in a tragic car accident, and we buried her yesterday. I ask that you keep the entire Sotomayor family in your prayers. Her father served and retired from the New Jersey Army National Guard, and he works in the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs today. So as you think of all of our service personnel, right here at home, a young 36-year-old was putting her life on hold to deploy and was tragically taken from us. So please keep them in your prayers. My time in uniform has been riddled with ups and downs, success, failure, love, and loss. But more than anything, my time in uniform has afforded me the opportunity to grow and learn, give, receive, lead, and follow in a way that I would not have in any other profession. It is my faith in God, the core values of the Air Force, integrity, excellence in all we do, and service before self, and the love of my family that informs who I am in this world and how I choose to do life in this time and space that I am given. I will caveat that by saying, luckily for me, the young 18-year-old version of me is quite different than the version of me you see here today. I enlisted in the Air Force in the same summer I graduated from high school. It was my intent to serve long enough for the Air Force to pay for my education and then get a real job. And I'll just caveat that by saying I did actually graduate with a master's degree. I'm still serving. It's 40 years later, so I don't want you to think I didn't finish yet. So I'd love to tell you that I knew what I wanted and did all the things to ensure that I didn't fail. But sadly, that was not the case. I wanted to go to college because that was the order of things as I understood them at that time in my life. I was in awe of my peers who had goals and possessed the knowledge, resources, and discipline to achieve them. What I found upon completion of basic military training in my first technical training school is that the Air Force offered me a step-by-step guide of what to do, when to do it, why and how to do it, and if that wasn't enough, the reward for compliance or the consequence of failure. Written in regulation, now referred to as instructions, a published guide on how to do everything that applied to everyone, regardless of where you came from, your socioeconomic status, race, color, creed, gender, etc. That was an environment that I could thrive in. Like everything else in the world, neither the organization nor the policies that govern it were, are, or ever will be perfect. The good news is that the revision of laws and policy that govern our military are constantly under review and revision in an effort to ensure we are an organization that values all who possess the will and ability to serve in the armed forces. The military services and components are microcosms of our society. Within our organization and within our ranks, the ability to function and perform as a cohesive team is impacted by the laws and social issues of our time. Since Deborah Sampson was discovered to be a woman disguised as a man after being injured in 1782 in General Washington's army and promptly discharged honorably in 1783, the military has been evolving from an organization that excluded altogether women, African Americans, and persons from the LGBTQ community to an organization that leverages the strengths of diversity in all its forms. The road to a more inclusive organization has not been easy. It has not been fast, and we haven't always gotten it right the first time. That being said, the military services over the years has navigated through the things that divide our nation more efficiently than the general population. And I believe it is because those of us in uniform share a single purpose and a special bond. Today in the armed forces, women continue to be underrepresented, particularly in the senior officer and enlisted ranks. I am, however, encouraged by our progress in selecting qualified women and minorities for commissioning and other opportunities. Today, closing the gap in this area will be slow, as it can only go as fast as normal career progression allows. And for this reason, we must afford opportunities to all based on merit, fitness, and capability. As a young captain, the only female leader I came to know was Brigadier General Maria Falca Dodson. She was the Deputy Adjutant General for the New Jersey National Guard and went on to be promoted to Major General and served as the Assistant Adjutant General for the New Jersey Air National Guard. I was impressed by her ability to lead, and the fact that she was a woman was cool and awe-inspiring for me. I wish I could say I thought to myself then that I could do and be what she was, but I didn't. It was a limit I had placed on myself. I thought I could go far, just not that far. Time and opportunity, however, has allowed me to change my thinking on the matter. I have had the good fortune to be mentored and guided by some of the finest people, enlisted and officer, that increase my capacity to lead and follow. I now serve as the Deputy Adjutant General for the New Jersey National Guard, just as Brigadier General Falca Dodson did. I also serve as the Chief of Staff for the New Jersey Air National Guard. On my journey to these positions, I have had the awesome privilege and responsibility to be assigned in several positions of responsibility and authority that have allowed me to serve as an advocate and a voice for those who are underrepresented and in some cases not represented at all. If by chance, if someone here or someone online is looking at me today and you see something in me that you aspire to be but think, I must have something you don't, please, if you hear anything else, if you don't hear anything else I say today, please hear me when I tell you that's not the case. Most likely, you have more in you at this stage in your life than I ever dreamed. Your unique qualifications, coupled with hard work and the opportunities available to you today, will allow you to excel in whatever you decide to give your time and effort to. Obviously, I'm partial to the military, so for anybody considering joining, the 177's right down the street. Just throw that out there for the recruiters. Today, I ask you to join me in honoring all the men and women who have sworn an oath to protect and defend our freedom. We honor and celebrate our service members, past and present, who have served proudly and with distinction in every major conflict our nation has faced for nearly 400 years. To all of our honored veterans, we can never say it enough. Thank you for your service. To the people of New Jersey and the United States of America, May God continue to bless each of you, the great state of New Jersey, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Colonel. Before I do my closing remarks for our event today, I just want to give a reminder that after we're done, over in F-Wing, lower atrium, we're going to do a little reception to view our photo project that faces Stockton's military community, and everyone here is welcome to attend. So without any further ado, as we stand united in honoring our student veterans, National Guard and Reserve students, our female veteran and service members, and our esteemed faculty and staff members who are either currently serving or have served, let us remember the strength that our university community lies in a rich diversity of experiences and perspectives brought forth by those who have served or are still serving. To all the veterans in every capacity, we express our deepest gratitude. May your commitment to duty, honor, sacrifice be acknowledged, not just on this Veterans Day, but every day. Thank you for your service. May God bless our veterans and these United States. Thank you.